All right, welcome back then, lads. We're talking about last night in
Some trip
Soho.
on the bobbies.
Wow, this accent crashed and burned before it even started.
Honestly, I'm a big Edgar Wright fan.
Yeah, me too.
I started with Shaun of the Dead, actually, and I watched everything that he had, and it was fabulous. I like his editing and direction.
Yeah.
I generally
It's
do,
just
too.
Perfect, I think.
His like hidden sight gags and stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's interesting that he would do a horror film this late in his career because I associate him with like that Cornetto trilogy, you know, Hot
Yeah,
Fuzz
yeah,
and World's
yeah.
End and stuff
Scott's
like
Pilgrim is
Exactly.
where
Scott
I
Pilgrim, yeah, all the hidden jokes and gags that he puts in there. I mean,
But
he's,
I
he's
had
very
this
clever
one
that way.
doubt with this one because he's doing horror for the first time. I was like, okay, maybe this might be a bad idea. I don't know, but it might be a good directing movie.
Sure.
You know? A good try.
To have another feather in your hat.
Exactly.
I did a horror movie.
Exactly.
And I can say
so
I did that now.
It's like how Christopher Nolan did only good drama, sci-fi stuff, and then he was like, I want to make a Batman movie,
Right.
and I was like, okay, cool. How is this gonna go? Like, look at
It
him
worked
now,
out, yeah, it
right?
worked out.
So, I see that Edgar Wright has surprised me yet again
Mm-hmm.
with an amazing movie. I'm a big fan of cinematography,
Yeah.
and I like seeing good shots, especially those
It is
mirror
impressive.
shots.
It is impressive. Yeah, where it's the
Those-
two sets and it's
Yeah.
divided by that pane of glass that makes it look
I
like
think
a
he
mirror.
brings art onto screen, unlike many directors out there. Maybe Damien Chazelle is someone who actually has a direction style like his, which is
He's very
quick
involved.
cameras. Yeah,
I'll say that he's very involved because especially during, I mean, that's like the standout scene. I mean, like filmmaking wise, I mean,
Yeah.
while you're watching that, you're like, okay, so was Thomas and Mackenzie right off camera and when they go over the shoulder,
Yeah.
they
It's
pop
someone
her
else.
back
Oh,
in.
yeah.
it's
how,
really
how,
good.
How are they
On,
doing
yeah.
It's really good.
The two of them going in and out of the frame so quickly, like it gets your mind racing. Like as a filmmaker, like how did they accomplish this?
exactly.
Yes, it follows a young art student named Ellie who travels to North London to pursue her career at London School of Fashion or something like that. I don't know. At
Really had to
FIT.
suspend my disbelief going to college and having shitty roommates who you hate and can't wait to get away from.
Going
Boy.
to art school and everyone's
Yeah.
just an asshole. I've never experienced that
I know,
before.
dude. That was so.
If any of you are
really
listening
mean.
to this, I
Strange
don't mean you.
I literally haven't met any bad people in art school.
They're
Literally,
all like really nice, right? Like they're supportive.
all are really nice.
That is probably the most like.
I will say we don't have to talk a whole lot about the black character because he's barely a character. But there's a scene in this movie where he's gonna smash cheeks. He's going home to smash cheeks, and what are you? Am I gonna lie? That's what happens in the movie.
That is.
He
hey.
goes. First of all, he's like a fly in her life.
He's like,
keeps showing up. You up? He keeps showing up, and he's like, "I heard you work here." And he goes home to smash cheeks,
Something else.
and she's a psychic, by the way. That's the main character. She's psychic, and she starts having a vision while he's about to get up in there, and he falls off.
Specifically, the vision is of Matt Smith about to murder Anya Taylor-Joy,
And she's- and
because
Tom-
this is the bedroom as the plot unfolds. This is the bedroom that she used for her sex work.
And Thomas and Mackenzie start screaming, "Oh my god!"
And-
the gag seems to be that I didn't try to assault her,
Yeah.
but wouldn't that be funny? Because I am black.
The police, the police are en route. I mean, and listen, this is not a universal experience. Here's the thing. When I was in high school,
You're about to go into the archives.
yeah, I am. When I was in high school, are you serious? Siri?
Siri's talking over you right now.
That's your watch, I think.
I found this on the web about
About
critical race theory.
Yeah. when I was in high school, learning about acting, we had a class where we talked about like the business of acting, and one of our teachers, who shall remain nameless for the sake of politeness, and because I didn't know better at the time, but he talked about this idea of like colorblind casting, right, and how like that's like the ideal casting. I don't care about your color. I care about you as a performer, right? Well, film is a visual medium, and people are going to make associations based on what they see.
Exactly.
And the fact that this actor is the only black character in London, number one,
Yeah.
which is crazy in
London
itself.
doesn't have any black.
Yeah,
And
it does.
it's well known.
They're all in the Attack the Block set, which this actor was a part of, by the way. He
Yeah,
was the
Daniel
kid in that.
Kaluuya was created by the
Really?
government to star and Get Out. He doesn't exist. Yeah, John
Didn't it?
Boyega. But like,
I like that movie.
and
Attack the
maybe
Block? Oh, wonderful.
maybe it makes sense that he's like the only black kid in fashion school. I guess Edgar Wright's maybe trying to make a point about that. But point just being that like
He's not.
Point just being, when you have this character, especially when he is in isolation in the film, putting him in this context
it's
is
bad.
extremely tone deaf. And for me watching, I was on pins and needles the whole time,
Me too.
just really hoping that like this wouldn't go the way that I worried it would. You know, it turns out that the old lady who she's subletting comes in and she kicks him out, and it's fine. She asks if she's okay, and she says yeah, but like.
You thought it would be like the cops show up.
I thought it was going to be like a Queen and Slim situation.
Oh, I thought they were going to kill this man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It feels like Thomas and Mackenzie spends the whole movie running from these shadowy men that are just around every corner, ready to attack her in a way that felt like it was sapping the agency out of it. Also, there's a whole thing about sex work. I'm not even going to touch it.
I'll say about
go ahead.
the shadow people that she's running from for the brunt of the narrative. They seem kind of like a generic bad guy that I'm not like necessarily like swept up in the imagery of them. But I do appreciate the symbolism of like a faceless male evil being around every corner.
That's fair.
In Soho, because this is, you know, a descendant of Sandy's plight, and it
That's
now
fair.
directly influences.
It's intergenerational trauma.
Yes,
that kind of way.
intergenerational trauma. So while the imagery of that wasn't really doing anything for me, I'm like, oh, like Shadow, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Well,
like, I do appreciate narratively where that comes from. It's interesting because it was
It's very
actually
clean
shot.
looking.
It was shot on film.
What?
It was shot on film. Isn't
Yeah,
that
we
weird?
noticed it in theater,
It
right?
was shot
It
on
looks
film.
so. I watched it in
I know,
Dolby
but
though. I watched it
looks-
Dolby though, which may have smoothed
looks
it out.
so glossy.
It
and
looks so
clean
clean.
and-
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a Jalo,
That's
which
why I
is
like
what
those
it's supposed to
shadow
look like.
people, and like when they get into stuff like that, it doesn't really have the like.
That looks like it's
pull
too, I mean, it's the
that
thing
it
we
should.
talked about in like the last 3 episodes. Just like if
Yeah.
you do a period piece or a piece of your film takes place in period, even the special effects have to look like it would have
Yeah.
looked,
Yeah.
and that looks like an effect from 2005.
I always find myself like citing much older horror movies, and I feel like out of necessity, those movies looked scarier because they were shot on film.
They're
and
grungy. They're
They're
gringy.
grungy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Eyes Without a Face. We're going to talk about it in a couple minutes. When you make a horror movie, you gotta be wary of like over lighting and gloss. And Edgar Wright is a very tidy filmmaker.
Yeah.
He likes his things to look, you know, objectively clean, and maybe that doesn't really fit into what makes this genre work for